Now shifting our focus to Australia, where in a rather gruesome act, a childcare centre in Sydney was set ablaze early Tuesday. An anti-Semitic graffiti was sprayed on the wall as per authorities. This marks the latest in a spate of attacks in Australia targeting the Jewish community. According to the police, the centre, located near a Jewish school and synagogue in the city's east, suffered extensive damage, but no injuries have been reported in the attack so far. What's more, following this on Tuesday, officials said an Australian state was committing more police to investigate a spate of anti-Semitic crimes. On Tuesday, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese had earlier visited the childcare centre in Marlborough and said that National Cabinet would meet to discuss anti-Semitism and related hate crimes across Australia. Meanwhile, the state police confirmed that arrests had been made over separate incidents of vandalism. New South Wales State Premier Chris Minns assured that the perpetrators for this incident too would be caught.
I think I speak on behalf of every decent Australian when I say that these scenes of a torched out childcare centre on the same premises or block as a synagogue is completely heartbreaking. This is appalling behaviour. It's against everything and all of the traditions that we hold dear in Australia. These anti-Semitic attacks are the opposite of the kind of country that we all want to live in.
What's more alarming is the fact that this is the second anti-Semitic attack on property just within 4 days, as per the Australian police. Not just that, as per reports, it is the 8th such anti-Semitic attack in the past 3 months. You see, anti-Semitic attacks are not a recent occurrence in Australia per se. In fact, Australia has seen a sharp rise in anti-Semitic and Islamophobic incidents since Israel retaliated against an attack by Hamas on the 7th of October 2023, with its assault on Gaza that has left tens of thousands dead. In the last 2 months, at least half a dozen incidents were reported in Sydney alone. However, there's been a recurring pattern to these attacks. What's that? The use of graffiti. And not just any graffiti for that matter, but anti-Semitic graffiti. One that expresses hatred against the Jews. Also, notice the location of these crimes. They're reported to be occurring near synagogues, which is a place of worship for the Jews. And not just religious places, many neighborhoods, which Jewish residents call home, too have been targeted. Let's give you a better understanding of the recent spate of attacks. In Sydney alone, as per reports, on the 10th of January, a synagogue in southern Sydney was daubed in anti-Semitic graffiti. More prominently, swastika signs painted on the building, along with a message reading, Hitler on top. Just the very next day, 11th January, red swastikas were found painted on the front fence of a synagogue in Georgina Street, Newtown. Not just this year, though. On the 11th of December, a car in Magny Street was set on fire, as well as anti-Semitic messages found to be written on fences of homes and on the footpath. This, by the way, is the second incident in the same region. After the 21st of November, where more than a dozen vehicles in Wellington Street were sprayed with hate messages and one car was set on fire. This is concerning, to say the least, and doesn't seem to bode well for the Albanese government, which is facing a national election due May, where anti-Semitism is shaping up to be a key issue that can decide the course the country will take in the coming days, as well as the future of the Jewish community in Australia. Now, in the face of growing public frustration over these anti-Semitic attacks, will the Albanese government succeed in addressing this issue promptly? We'll have to wait and watch. For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.